When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, a holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
Finish your fantasy lineup?
No, but I'm joining this paid group chat with insider info.
Dude, seriously? Forward it to me. Security alert from McAfee. That group's as legit as that knockoff jersey you're wearing.
McAfee's scam detector is available in all McAfee plans for as little as $39.99 for your first year. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays from all of us here at the Scrum of the Earth. Welcome to a very special episode. We're going to talk gifts. We're going to talk coal, everything that's under your rugby tree this Christmas. Stay tuned. Hello, cheers, and welcome to the Scrum of the Earth podcast, the weekly show, not weekly anymore, but the occasional show that brings you news, reviews, great interviews, and so much more, all about the world of rugby. This is now, we did it last year, so that makes it a tradition. We are back. It's Christmas Day. We got a little snow on the ground here. So things look beautiful. The in-laws are in town, so that dampers it a little bit, but I've got Saint Nick himself. It's Mr. John Anderson, all the way from Glasgow. How the hell are you, my friend? Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, my friend. Yes, glad to be here. Yet again on a Christmas day. This is good fun. We're making a wee bit of. This is going to be our new. Like, some people watch the Muppet Christmas Carol. Some people they do their thing, right? We podcast. So
we talk rugby while everyone else is opening up presents.
Exactly. Yeah, we've had our present because the guys have delivered the rugby to this point.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, you personally, you got a pretty good gift just a couple of weeks ago, so I'm sure that will make the list.
Yeah. I think we might come on to that. I think
it might come up.
Might get mentioned, yeah?
So, as listeners might know, I'm also doing another podcast called the Mall Street Journal that focuses on American rugby. And Kolya, one of my co-hosts there, he had this great idea. We're going to do the same kind of shtick this weekend for American rugby, but the idea is gifts and coal. What's been a gift for you this year in rugby all over the world? And you know what? What felt more like a lump of coal in that stocking? We're going to go through our usual competitions. I didn't do anything for the top 14, but I don't think, John, you've been watching the top 14. You're probably aware of it, but not specifically in.
No, I think that's the thing. Like, we are aware of it purely from a Blair Kinghorn perspective, and it's almost Kinghorn watch, which I believe Kinghorn played 10 at the weekend there, which caused much ire amongst the BK15 supporters, but Toulouse seem to think that everyone can play 10. Ramos turns out can play 10. Kinghorn, the jury is still out, so we shall see. But
I'm pretty sure that decision came in a few years ago on your pod.
Well, I think, yes. I mean, there has been much ire about this, and obviously my good name has been brought into discussions, dragged into the mud, if you will, regarding my views on Blair Kinghorn. I never said he was a bad player.
I wonder if that's the organic setup. Gift BK at 15, Cole BK at 10.
BK at 10. Yeah, I basically, yes. That, yeah. I think yes, that is fundamentally where we're at. But yes, I don't watch much top 14 because I used to be a hardcore Racing 92 fan. Can't imagine why. Might have been some guy, Ben Trussell or something that was like that, playing 10 for them.
Jack Russell. I'm pretty sure he was a Terrier. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and they had the Galacticos at that point. What a team! But
yeah they were
not
fun.
Anymore.
They have that weird pitch. It looks like somebody's like held velour over a cooling rack or something. It's really weird. It's like you can see the bones in the field. It's very strange.
Yeah.
However, like I said, we are going to skip that. That was a lot of time to spend on something we're not talking about.
That might be a theme tonight.
That's true. By the way, I love Europe. I know I'm in an increasingly small minority of people who love Europe, but I flip out for it every year. We're just past the second round of the Champions Cup. By the way, handwritten notes this time. I feel like Craig Manson. I feel like the lunatic with like the Sharpie stuff on the wall.
Got to be very clear. I've got no notes whatsoever, so this could go anywhere.
You don't need notes. Well, like I said, two rounds are in the bag with some interesting results. In the Champions Cup, Glasgow, the Stormers, and the truly irritating Northampton Saints. They're all 2 from 2, as are my Border Beagles, and somehow the Bristol Bears. 3 French teams have already thrown in the towel with a combined negative points differential of 178.
Nice.
So, John, teams in the Champions Cup this year who are gifts to you, and teams who might be more of a lump of coal. By the way, we can be as loose as we want. This can be a team, it can be a player, it could be a coach, it could be a competition, you name it.
Let's just start, right? The most predictable statement in the world, right? Let's just start with what a gift Glasgow have been to the Champions Cup so far. Oh my word. Coming into the Champions Cup on the back of a shellacking at the Scarlets. And they've not only given our perpetual whipping boy Sale a wee slap around the chops, but 6 times champions Toulouse come over to Scotstoun on one of the single worst nights I've ever seen in Glasgow, by the way. It was horrendous. What a game. What a performance. We were chatting during it and just ludicrous. Actually ludicrous.
I had 2 points from that game that I needed to ask you about, though, because on your show, on the Scottish Rugby podcast, they've already talked about that game a lot. But it didn't come up. Am I the only one who was worried by the fact that it was nothing in the first half? Like, yeah, exciting game. The result is incredible. So everyone felt good, but the first half was a wasteland.
Yeah. I think it's important to reiterate just how bad the weather was, right? Like, I think for people watching on the screen, right, you don't necessarily see the worst of it. I was sitting in my flat just outside of Glasgow, and I genuinely could feel the flat moving. It was that windy. It was horrendous. The rain was sideways. We often talk in Scotland, we love a bit of horizontal rain, right? But this was horrendous weather. And it was very much in the favour of Toulouse in the first half. We always joke in Scotland, we go, it's a 21-point wind. But it was a 28-point wind because we stuck that on them in the second half. But I think Glasgow as well have been really good at backing themselves. Actually, we've had a couple of really bad performances this year.
Yeah,
and I think there is an element of when you get into the sheds and you're having a tough first half, and we'll come on to maybe some of the coal that's existed within. I'll save it for URC because I've got a couple of coals there.
Okay.
When you get into the sheds and you're maybe having a tough time, it's really important you reset your mentality, and Franco Smith seems to be really good at doing that with those guys. But also trusting that sometimes you play with the wind and it doesn't really work because you overplay. So it's almost resetting yourself completely and just going, right, there's a storm brewing, and that's okay. But doing that all whilst playing the 6 times champions and former champions a couple of years ago, probably the best club side, you could toss a coin between them and Leinster for the best club side in Europe just now. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about that, with a returning Antoine Dupont as well, who a few people said to me that it was great seeing him at Scotstoun. However, they didn't get close enough to him to make babies with him, make little Scottish, French future Player of the Year babies.
It's the old alliance. We could renew the old alliance.
Exactly. So Dupont, never come to Scotland again, because there's people trying to do things to you, and it's not good.
Well, people speaking of people doing things to people, that was my other question for you. When did Sione become this guy? When did he become the guy who's there to rile up Thomas Ramos and absolutely make him blow his stack? I loved seeing that, and I feel like that was the first time I've seen that side of him. He picked the right guy too.
So yeah, I think it's an underrated part of Sione Tuipulotu's game that I don't know if I'm allowed to say this word, but yeah, he is a bit of a shithouse. He absolutely loves the Ryle, and yeah. It was funny because we saw it against Australia a couple of years ago in the Autumn Nations.
Oh yeah.
He was really up for the sledging that day. Sione has a massive personality and is very, very good at getting under people's skin. Apparently, someone running over the top of you will do that. But
And then smiling at you.
and then smiling and having the words to really articulate how much he's just absolutely done you. Sione's very good at that, and he was on top form against Toulouse. He was good at the weekend as well, though. Against Edinburgh, he was enjoying a little bit of the shithousery once again. So I'm
Yes.
a big fan of this from Sione.
Matthew Carley was the ref during the Toulouse game, right?
Yeah, he was.
He almost had to stop Thomas Ramos from reacting, and I was kind of
Yeah.
wishing he wouldn't. I was like,
Oh,
"Wait,
yeah.
step away, look away."
Like, so I'll throw a question at you then. Sione versus Toma in an open-fisted battle to the death. That only goes one way, surely.
I do think Thomas Ramos would fight dirty immediately right off the bat, and that might make a difference.
You reckon Toma might compete? I think it might. I've got a feeling this might be an Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul. I reckon there'd be a couple of rounds, but ultimately Sione would land a jab. There would be a broken jaw involved.
I saw some sort of MMA battle once, and it was one of these stupid matchups where there's a tiny guy next to a giant guy. So the little guy comes out, and the first thing he did was throws a punch right below the belt. The guy doubles over. He gives him a shot like the movie knockout spot, like a rabbit punch, and then he headbutts him, and the guy goes down. I was like, well, you're disqualified, but you definitely kicked that guy's butt.
Yeah. There's a difference between winning and winning with style.
Exactly.
So, no, I reckon Sione would win that battle. But yeah, it's good to see him shithousing.
If Ange Capuozzo, if that try had been allowed at the end of the half and it was 28-0 at halftime, I don't know if there was any recovering from that. I think that might have made the difference.
Yeah, I think we were saying it so we had a wee group chat going at the time, me and the podcast guys, and we were saying Jamie Dobby has won the game for Glasgow there, without fail. And yeah, I mean, to come back to Dobby, once again, like, I think Jamie Dobby might be one of the best athletes Scottish Rugby's produced. He is...
Doesn't shy away from the tackles.
Oh, does he ever? And watching him at the weekend against Edinburgh, he was seeking out a Duhan and going, well, let's have a bit of this. It's like, 5'11", 6'5". No, Dobby is all in for that. He's a very, very physical man. So yeah, I'm very impressed with him. I thought he was a very that try, as I said, that won the game for Glasgow.
Here's a weird gift for you that for me for the Champions Cup. Munster and Stormers both being undefeated, looking like the top teams. I like the possibility of them meeting up in Europe and in the URC. That also means Leinster wouldn't be in either final. Like that rivalry has felt really real ever since Dweba got caught in that video going, yes, it's Munster. And then they went down and kicked their butts. I like that rivalry because of that spice there. So that's a bit of gifty for me. But Cole, Bayonne, like, I know it's business decisions for the top 14 teams, but a negative 63 point differential from 2 matches. That's crap.
Yeah, yes, it is. But I think we also have to remember as well, like, the Champions Cup in itself is the format of it lends itself to that, right?
Yeah.
If you're a team that you have your bread and butter, you know where you need to survive, particularly in France. URC is different. We don't have relegation. England's different. They don't really have relegation. France very much does, and they have to be very cautious about that. But if you get a bad draw, or a draw that you you map out and you go, like as a Glasgow fan, we got a terrible draw this year, and we've got 2 results that have now went, oh crap, we could probably do something here. Most teams will look at their draw and either go, we can compete or we won't. It's almost like a breakdown. You look at it and you go, is this on? No. Back off. And I think Bayonne have 100% done that.
That's fair.
There'll be other teams that will play one match, and that match will be the determinant as to whether they go, So it's a 4-match, cycle, but there'll be teams after one match that will just go, nah, we don't need this.
Yeah.
And it's a shame for the tournament. I think there's definitely more we can do with it, and I think that's one of the challenges and why maybe some people struggle with Europe.
They fix it every year, and yet they have never fixed it.
They tamper every year, and they make it worse. And
they're on like strike 12.
Yeah, and the problem is ultimately the problem is the seeding aspect, right? If you've got, and this is the imperfect design of the tournament is if you've got 8 teams coming from France and 6 teams coming from England, if you're the 8th team in France, you're not a top seed. You're not even a second seed.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a shocker of a draw. You're going to get one of the big ones from you'll probably get a Leinster or a Munster, and you'll get a Northampton or a Harlequins or whoever from the Prem. And then you're suddenly going, we could take 250-point slappings here, putting out a full team, and still be needing, still be out the tournament, but we've just put out a full team when we could be picking up points when other teams are prioritising. It's a balancing act.
They've got to fix it, but
yeah,
we all know what the format is now, so that means it's probably time to change it again. Any call for you in the Champions Cup? Just the format?
I mean, the format's not great, is it? The format's not great. It feels really bad that the draw itself, because it's based. I get that it's based on who finishes where, right? But you've ultimately got a situation where you've got a playoff winners in both England, URC, and France. So you're not necessarily talking about the team that's best over the 17 weeks or the 18 weeks or however many weeks or games of the season. You're talking about the team that won knockout rugby.
Or the 142 weeks of the top 14.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. The team that started the top 14 in 2015 that's now the champion.
That final's on its way. It's going to be here before you know it.
I'm pretty sure it'll be here before the next Olympics, I hear. So there is an aspect to that where you're not necessarily getting a representation of the team that's most consistent is getting seeded well. There's also an element of there is a mix of balance between the leagues. So top place in the top 14 is not the same as top place in the URC, is not the same as top place in the Premiership, just because of the relative strength of the leagues.
Yeah.
So we've not really maximised that yet either. And that's a tough one. That's a tough discussion because all these teams are part of that collective. So if you were to turn around to the Prem and go, do you know what, your guys, your top seeds, but they are second seeds, aren't they, really? There is an aspect here where I think we should be maybe resetting the thing and then following soccer. So soccer in Europe does a coefficient system where it's your last 5 seasons, and it's the results you gain over the 5 seasons determines your coefficient, where you sit in the European rankings, so that when you then enter the competition, you enter at a position that is accurate to your standing.
That's very sensible.
Yeah, they don't get much right in football, but they've got soccer for the listeners, but they've got this right.
Meanwhile, over in the Challenge Cup, Parole City, Montpellier, they're 2 from 2 along with Stade Francais, and I'm glad you're sitting down for this. Ospreys and Newcastle, both 2-0. Newcastle, of course, hadn't won since March of 2023, I'm pretty sure. That's got to be the biggest shock of this tournament, right?
Oh, the Newcastle Red Bulls are the upcoming force in rugby, though.
Tell us over and over.
Well, I wonder how much consultation Mr. Townsend has been doing to get them to 2-0. Do you know, it's one of these things, right? I think Newcastle have actually recruited relatively well. And I think there is going to be an aspect of, in Europe, it's one-off games, right? You can forget the daily grind of the Premiership. These teams in the Premiership know these guys so well as well, right? And know how to beat them. And there's a wee bit of a separation. You see it quite often. Again, in soccer, you see it a lot where teams maybe are struggling domestically, but go out and get good results. The Ospreys is an interesting one. Like, the Ospreys and the Scarlets are the ones to watch this year in terms of how many times have we seen the underdog story where a team threatened with closure, threatened with merger, threatened with the end of their existence have went out and won a grand tournament to finish it all up. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Welsh team win the Challenge Cup.
It could be Ospreys.
It could be, but that's not to say the Ospreys are good. They're not. They're absolutely kite. But
well, do you see any gifts coming your way in the Challenge Cup? I really like a gift for me was the Dragons' exciting win over Lyon. Like, it was really close. I like seeing the Dragons win. It happens so rarely, and every week I'm impressed that their fans are still there because they never win, and people show up and they have a great time, and they're cheering till minute 80 every time, even if it's a 28-point blowout. I love those fans. Like the team. Nice to see them get a really close bit of success.
There's an element with me for the Dragons fans of a blink twice if you're under duress here, because I feel like they are being told, if you don't turn up, your team is dust, so we need you to turn up. And they're heeding that warning really well, and I do think they're blinking under duress under the cameras. I think they're going, help, help, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. But it's great to see them getting good results, and yeah, and I mean, Cardiff we'll talk about the URC in a minute, but Cardiff are having a good season as well. So it's a strange time for Welsh rugby, but we often see people react. You know, character is born under pressure, and these players they're not bad players. Let's be clear, they're not bad players. They're not bad people. They're just in a really, really rubbish situation that is not of their making, and they're making the best of it, and fair play to them for that. However, I don't necessarily think you've got the consistency through the year and the depth. You know, we've seen Welsh teams already having to plunder, you know, semi-professional teams to bring players in to make up numbers to then give Glasgow a scudding. So, which was a bit upsetting for all Glasgow fans, but, you know, we'll accept that and we'll move forward. Sound like Gregor Townsend there. We're going to take the lessons from that, David.
Yes. The learnings. Here come the learnings.
Here come the learnings. I've had enough learnings to really have done my shift with that.
Yeah,
now.
Can we have the quiz? Because I'm ready to take it.
Yeah. I think I could pass the learnings now.
I think. What about you though? The Challenge Cup. Any gifts you've seen or any coal coming out of that?
Do you know what? No, I think ultimately, I think Europe in its entirety is a gift, because I think we don't have to look that far back to remember that this tournament was toast. There was splinter groups going off all ends, right? And I think with the upcoming chat about the North versus South, you know, the big kind of the world tournaments that we're looking at, which the cynic in me, I say cynic, the realist in me, that's a Southern Hemisphere grab, right? How many times have Southern Hemisphere teams went, oh, there's more money in the North, so let's make sure we're involved in that? And that's exactly what this is, yet again. So I think we have to really be proud of the European Cup, and really protect it. And I think the Challenge Cup's been a really sensible addition in terms of the structuring. I
I
don't
like
necessarily.
seeing the teams I don't get to watch normally, like the Cheetahs and Black Lion, although
Yeah,
they've both been pants so far. But I just
yeah.
like seeing teams I don't usually get to see.
Yeah, I think I made a joke recently about South African teams. Oh, it was it was the Lions, and I was like, oh, so Bowen Venters signed for the sixth best sixth best South African club team. Cool, that's ambition. Woo!
Zap. Never met anyone named Bowen either, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually called that.
Just Bo. Here
Yeah.
he would be Bo.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? Okay, over in the perm, I haven't really been following the perm mostly because of the nails on chalkboard level of commentary. Like, they are really outdoing themselves with the awful scale this season. Sidebar, which commentator would you most like to see getting nothing but coal this year?
I mean, Austin Healy can die in a pit of hellfire, and it still wouldn't be enough. The guy is an absolute asshole. He's the worst by a mile.
The fact that he gives the distinct impression that he hates the game of rugby makes him a very weird choice for me.
Yeah, I mean, him and Andy Good between them could.
Yeah.
I think they should just get in a room together and just record a podcast, but never release it, and just could perpetually do it. And I reckon they could. I reckon the amount of hate coming from that room could probably power a small power station.
Exactly. Between Andy Good's retweeting things about J.K. Rowling and Healy threatening to fight Squidge, I think we have an equal and perfect amount, perfectly balanced toxicity level. We can put them in a room and open the door later, and there's just nothing left.
Essentially, what you're talking about is a new law of motion that Newton didn't discover. We discovered this. Everything has an equal and opposite perpetual motion. We didn't discover that. These guys have told us that. So therefore, we've discovered they have an equal level of rugby hate, which balances out perfectly.
I can't believe neither of us have been knighted yet. Isaac Newton, he thinks he's so big. Sir Isaac Newton.
Do you know, right? Do you know what? The Christmas or the New Year's awards in the UK are coming out, but I just don't think I'm going to get a sir. I don't think I'm going to get a knighthood.
There's always 2026.
I'm not convinced that I might ever get a knighthood, which is a shame because
Not with that attitude, you won't.
I think I would be a great bloody knight. I reckon I would wear it really well. I'd be clippy clopping. I would have my coconuts, and I'd be off threatening like people. I'd be chopping their arms off, and they'd be just like, it's a flesh wound.
I finally showed my son the Holy Grail, and he absolutely flipped. I don't know if I've ever seen him laugh so hard. I'm so proud.
We had a funny, just as a complete tangent, we had a funny situation the other day where Kat's parents were in the house, and they're in the kitchen, and Kat's mum goes, Katrina, why is there coconuts here? Coconut shells. Why is there coconut shells? And Kat's like, because obviously I was at the castle, and I was clippy clopping. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? And she's like, well, I'll show you, right? So she got the coconuts, and she went, and then we skipped about the kitchen just to show her, and she's like, Monty Python, yeah, you guys are idiots.
Where did you get the coconut? Anyway, we can't go.
We bought them at the shop. They sell them at the castle.
Are you suggesting they're migratory? No.
Yes.
If I start down this path, there's no going back.
There's no going back. Yeah, no more rugby.
Well, looking at the perm table, Bath, they're in a good position for a title defense. They're 6-1. Exeter somehow and Northampton are 5-1-1. The draw obviously between them. Leicester and Bristol are both 5-2, with the Tigers holding the advantage thanks to a couple of bonus points. Gloucester, they're next to the bottom of the table with just one win in 7 games, but don't look down. Newcastle, still winless without even a single losing bonus point. They're at 0. John, any gifts over here in the perm for you?
I mean, the gift is Bath. They are a tremendous rugby side to watch.
They are so fun.
I'm not always a great fan of the Prem in terms of the rugby that gets played. Um, but Bath have been. I've actually tuned in a few times to watch other games. I actually really, really enjoy the rugby they play. It's not just a Finn Russell thing. They're playing. He obviously has an influence on that attack, but he's got them playing a significantly improved brand of rugby to almost all of the Premiership. I also quite enjoy Northampton, but just from a watching to see which of their shithouses will shithouse the most.
The answer is Pollock.
The answer is always Henry Pollock, and sometimes you know what, he reaches a line sometimes where you go, okay, that's enough, young man. And you really want some old wizened head to take him aside and go, no, come on. But then you can hear the TV executives in the background going, no, that's what we need. We need that guy. And they're like, younger demographic, absolute shithouse, toxic masculinity. Let's get some of that. We need all of that in our program. Absolutely.
I mean, it works. He's got to be the player that we're most likely to see get punched.
Oh yeah, he's probably the most loved and hated player simultaneously. He is the gift. He is the coal. He is the. That's almost, I could do a West Coast rap on that. He's the gift, he's the coal, he's the asshole.
Like I said, I can't believe neither of us have been knighted. That's crazy.
I think it's ludicrous, to be honest.
For me, actually, I made the same dumb comment on your show a couple weeks ago. For me, a gift in the Prem this year, seeing a former Jacksonville Jaguar go over and really trying to make a name for himself in rugby. He's already scored a couple of tries. I think that kid could make it in rugby.
I mean, that kid, I absolutely loved when he came back, because it was really just a remembering that this was not the Messiah. This was actually a naughty boy. And I think people need to really remember that this guy deserted rugby union for an opportunity, not even an opportunity, a fucking semblance of an opportunity. Apologies for the language. He had no chance in the NFL. He's trying to break into a set of positions, either if you look at him as a wide receiver or a cornerback. Neither of those were going to work for him, because he has not played football since he was 3. He's not grown up
blocking.
With that.
It's the blocking. You can't do anything on either side of the ball in the NFL without blocking, and he's been taught his whole life to not do that. So now my thing was, on the other hand, practice squad salary is probably right around what he could make at Bristol.
Yeah, probably.
Gets to, do a lot less hard work and gets to live in Florida. I mean, Jacksonville is not exactly, but anyway, I never blamed him, and I thought if he wants to try it, he can try it. And he did have time to come back, and he's done it. So, good for him. I just like making fun of him for it.
Oh, totally. But it's a shame, because if you look at the Trevor Lawrence offense at the Jaguars just now, think of the damage that boy could be causing. He's no Jacoby Myers, let's be honest. But just showing off that I know my NFL now, because I have learned this stuff over the last year to try and beat these idiots on my fantasy football. But it's been quite amusing.
I love that. I mean, you're actually going to make me get back into fantasy football, because it's been a long time.
You're in our league next year, my friend. You're coming into the league. Join us. Join us.
Switching gears a little bit, the URC, is currently my favorite competition. Though, if the English language commentary was more consistent in the top 14, they might leapfrog it. So as we're chatting right now, the Stormers, there are table leaders, unbeaten in 7 rounds, as well as in Europe. Munster tight on their heels at 6-1. Glasgow and Cardiff locked at 5-2, with the Blues holding a 1-point advantage. Leinster, they're on their way back to Death Star form, it looks like, though Ulster are currently ahead of them, despite 1 fewer matches played, which I love. Bottom 3 teams are all the other Welsh teams, despite Dragons humiliating my team Connacht this weekend. John, what are your gifts in the URC, and who's a lump of coal for you?
Yeah, so we'll start with the gifts. Leinster's form, as you say, they're coming back to form, but Leinster's form has been hilariously inconsistent. And then comparing that to Ulster, I think Werner Koch has been a massive gift to the URC this year. I think last year it was a bit of a settling in period of joining Ulster. He is an all action, all dynamism player who
And
has
a complete lunatic.
an absolute psychopath, like an absolute idiot, but in the best possible way.
Yeah.
So I think there has been a lot of entertainment from the Irish sides in particular. I don't think they're necessarily hitting the strides that they once were. Is there maybe starting to be weakness in Irish rugby? Oh, might this just be the hope that Scottish rugby fans need, want, desire to have our dreams crushed once again in the early months of 26? I think it might be. But yeah, I think it's been good that it's not been dominant, right? The one lump of coal for me has yet again, and I think this is one thing the URC have been the kind of the promotion around the URC has always been about that cross borders rivalry, right? And they've done it in a really, really antagonistic and quite ugly way, which has led to, I don't know if it's led to it, but South African rugby fans are literally the worst. They are, I mean, and I didn't think I would go further than Ireland fans. Irish rugby fans were, they were a line for me, but the South African fans, they make every single interaction as a rugby fan on the URC ugly, aggressive, and really, really not right, and it's a problem for the league. If we're going to grow this league and make it a marketable event, this needs to stop. And there's only one way that can stop, I'm afraid. Do you want me to tell you the way? Patch them. The South African teams. If you're going to have South African fans commenting on URC commentary, you're never going to have a marketable league. They are. It's horrible watching.
It's not the all press is good press thing. The URC. You don't think they're saying, well, at least people are talking about it.
No, because I think sponsors are looking at it, going, if you've got people saying ludicrous things. That's not marketable. And you're getting a lot of that. There's such aggression with what it's being kind of marketed as. I mean, you can almost move past the every single comment on every single game being, oh yeah, that South African that plays for Scotland, Wales, Ireland, winning that game for you. Oh, that South African that plays for the Italy teams winning the game for you. You can move past that a wee bit and be like, do you know what? You've got a great youth system. Cool. Fair play to you. If you say that, you still get pelters.
Yeah.
And you're like, it wasn't me that convinced the boy to come and seek fortune elsewhere. It wasn't me that decided that Kyle Stein wanted to come play for Scotland. Gaze peace. I'm not responsible. Come on.
Everybody has the same rules. Everybody's following the same way.
Oh, yeah, but unless you're South African,
I'm surprised Ireland doesn't get more stick for that, because anytime you hear a player's name, it's usually not an Irish guy. It's James Lowe, it's Jameson Gibson Park. All the names you keep hearing don't tend to be the Irish guys. And that's an exaggeration, but
yeah, they've fed very, very well into the if you're Irish, if you want to be Irish, you're Irish aspect of things. It's similar to what we tried to do in Scotland, but unfortunately, we've also got idiot fans that go, oh yeah, he doesn't have a Scottish accent. Oh wait, no, we have ex-international rugby players saying, yeah, oh, his accent's not Scottish enough for our team. Half of our team was born in England. Gaze peace. Honestly, so bad.
What about any URC players? You got any gift, any players' performances stand out for you as a big gifts this year? We talked about Sione a little bit. I think George Horn's having a hell of a season.
Yeah.
Who else is on your
Yeah,
good list?
I think from a Glasgow perspective, you're looking at Horn, you're looking at Jamie Dobby straight away. I think Stafford McDowell has really come back into form as well, which is great to see. Back row wise, Jack Dempsey has come back and has decided.
Jack Dempsey, he's taken the rejuvenation pill or something. He looks like he's like the Benjamin Button of rugby players.
He was never an aging Aussie. He was just a very angry Aussie. He has chosen violence this season, and I am all for it. And I think the great thing about that Glasgow back row is when Dempsey chooses violence, Fagerson and it's usually Fagerson and Darge alongside him, they equally seem to go, well, he's choosing violence, so I want a bit of that violence, and it becomes this bloodbath.
Yeah.
And I am big on it, and it's the speed of ball Glasgow generate at that point. But it's great to see as well Xander Fagerson back. I know it's that way Glasgow have, it's a huge gift for us to have him back.
Love Xander. He's playing out of his skull too.
He is, yeah, and he's just hit the ground running yet again. But it's one of those ones where you go, what would a Xanderless future look like for Glasgow, for Scotland? And it's not great because my lumps of coal, oh my goodness, the drop off in scrummaging across the piece in Scottish rugby. Jamie Batty, man. I feel bad because I'm in Jamie Batty's hometown here, talking dirty of the boy. I probably met his cousin at the burger van earlier on, but that guy is he's so beyond.
There's a burger van near you?
There's a few burger vans near me, and they're very good.
Really?
Oh
Really?
yeah. Big Nicky. Nicky runs a burger van. Bumped into her in the street one time, didn't recognise her. But she runs the burger van just around the corner. Good times. Go breakfast roll, wee sausage and tatty scone. Oh yeah, superb.
Wow.
This is the content you get me on for, David.
Oh yeah. Well, now I'm hungry.
Yeah. So no, Jamie Batty's been a massive. The loose head position for Glasgow has been a massive problem this season. Huge lump of coal. We don't seem to have it right. Batty's been exceptionally poor. And I think people always gravitate towards the scrum penalties. You always go, oh, they concede this at the scrum. That's fine, right? Do you know what? You're often going to get smashed in the scrum against bigger teams. That's fine, right? But it's what you do about the park that mitigates that. And Batty's answer to that has to be conceding penalties all over the place, which is really frustrating. So he's been poor this year. I think you're also looking at, I hate saying this, right? But so Batty got the Shepherd's crook at 30 minutes in a URC game, as did Big Jari Aguntabeju. And we've not seen him since. And he's a young man, right? And there's so much potential in that kid. He's going to come back. He's going to be brilliant, right? But there was an element of what we affectionately know as the Darcy Graham effect. And for your listeners, that's known as enjoying the smell of your own farts, which is when the press are talking about you and talking big about you, you tend to go out and you enjoy that and then not play very well. And you'd overplay. And Jarry looked like he was doing that a wee bit. It looked like he was overplaying, trying things a wee bit too much.
I don't think I'd heard you say that about Darcy, but I think you're onto something.
We've had a few times where Darcy's enjoyed the smell of his own farts a wee bit too much.
Interesting. You know, another gift this year, Holly Davidson. She's going to be doing, I think it's Ireland versus Italy in February.
Yep.
She's been great. Just rewards, finally.
Yep. No, she's been exceptional. So, she deserves everything that's coming to her in terms of her career.
Sam Prendergast, a gift for the talent and the youth, or lump of coal because he can't play defense and his teammates are starting to get annoyed?
I think it's Emperor's New Clothes with this guy. They want him to be amazing. They want him to be a Lions starting 10. They want him to be everything that he's not. He is a very, very limited player. However, I feel they're doing a bit of the Johnny Sexton with him, in that Sexton, when he came through, looked like an absolute shambles. He was a poor goal kicker. He couldn't tackle. He couldn't pass. He couldn't run. He was actually a bit crap. And I feel like they're maybe going, well, actually that didn't last very long, because he adjusted to professional rugby really quickly, and Sexton then was able to do things. You know, there were systems
Like run around people in that circle.
Yeah. Do the Sexton loop. I think you'll see some plays designed around Prendergast that will minimise his weaknesses. But yeah, I'm not convinced by him. I still think Jack Crowley's probably a better player.
I think so too. I do want to give him time. I think it's admirable that they would actually take the time, because most teams, I feel like, wouldn't do that. But I'm not sure it's going to work out. Well, John, it's just been about an hour.
Yep.
How's your year been, man? What's your biggest gift this year?
Good question.
You've had some great gigs. You've had some great trips.
Some great trips, some great gigs. Loving people around me. I think probably my work. I feel like this is the happiest I've ever been at work, which is great as well. So, yeah, things are pretty well set in life. It's just ticking on, I guess. But yeah, it's been a good year.
I got the gift of the Free Jacks winning their third straight title. That got to be there in person again. That was amazing. I got the literally gift. My sister-in-law sent us to Chicago for the New Zealand versus Ireland game, which was an incredible experience. And the team I wanted to win won, so that was an added bonus. And it was a perfect excuse to not watch the USA get nilled by 85 points in the same afternoon.
Which, yeah, well, that
double gift.
That was not a gift over here, I can safely say. I had a cracking day that day. I'd visited some wonderful pubs in the district of Stockbridge in Edinburgh, which is a lovely part of the world. Some cracking bars down there. But I then had the joy of watching an 85-0, amateurs against pros.
It probably wasn't that fun. Like,
no,
it was terrible. I don't think. Like, we didn't learn anything. Scotland didn't learn anything from that match. It was
so poor. So poor. It was a pointless endeavour, really, for everyone concerned. But you know, that's the thing. We've got to keep there's a few Americans over here. We've got to keep them in rugby, and we've got to fill Murrayfield at some point. So, but yeah, more games like that, you're going to find the crowds dissipate. It's not great.
The another gift for me, there's almost never good news in American rugby, but we got a lot of Eagles over in the PWR, and they are tearing up trees.
Yeah, the women's side of things is working, isn't it? It's always been the strength of American rugby. The women, and actually, when you look at American soccer as well, it's always been the strength of women. The women's players seem to really be able to gravitate to those sports that America doesn't see as naturally their sports.
Right.
Which is, NFL, NBA, MLB. That's your American sports. So women go and play other sports, and it just turns out they're the most popular in the world everywhere else. So that really works out for the US in terms of the women's side. So, but you just have to look at the impact. I know Alona Meyer continues to get pelters online for being her, right? Imagine that, like giving a woman pelters online for being a woman. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that doesn't sound like men at all. Oh, wait.
Yeah, totally, right? Yeah, it's like, oh, that's not been the last 1,000 years of history. But I just absolutely love that she seems to be owning it. She seems to be just all over it. Does not give two shits what men have got to say about it. And yeah, she's a cracking ambassador for women's rugby. And
Yeah.
um,
Though, and I don't know if you have been told this, whisper it, she might have retired. She might have kind of very quietly retired.
I think she probably, if I had taken the abuse she had, um, doing the game that I loved playing, I would probably also have very quietly retired. Might have done it in podcasting before. Who knows?
What else do I got here? I think that's about it. I think Santa's ready to attempt a final landing. Uh, Anyone or anything you want to shout out and give a nice little gift to, or a little lump of coal before we call it a holiday?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to be a wee bit sappy here, mate. I'm going to give you the Christmas cheer. Thank you again for all your work this year. You continue to produce an amazing product, and it's always one of my. There was a joke earlier on this year that I've been on your podcast more than I've been on my own, and that says probably everything about just your ability to. I love chatting to you. I love chatting to you about rugby. I love chatting to you about everything. But yeah, a huge thank you again. You've looked after me for a good few years now in terms of always checking in. So a huge thank you for that. And a merry bloody Christmas to you for that, pal.
Yeah, my best gift this year, once again, is my friendship with you. It just means so much, and like you say, it could be anything we were talking about. By the way, we still have this sort of nascent idea to do. People like to do 15s. You guys did the Bluey 15. There's a different, movies. I've heard a horror movie one. Guitarists. I
We're
still
going
think
to
we
do
should do a guitarist
guitarists.
15.
We're going to do guitarists in the year. We'll make that happen.
I've got my list. Should
Yeah.
anyone else join us? I feel like pretty much everyone plays guitar, right?
Well, you would think, wouldn't you? But yet, turns out I'm probably the second best guitarist in my band, and there's 4 guitarists. So, just saying.
I don't like that math.
I'm not telling you which one's not as good as me, but
It was all through high school that we had a guy playing drums for us, and it was because he owned drums. Like he was a much better guitarist than any of us. He was a much better musician than any of us, but he owned a big old drum set and could play. So we were like, guess what you're playing?
I think that's pretty much every drummer's life. But this year I've probably embraced the fact that I probably am a drummer, in that the way I hit the things is quite obscene. So I've probably realised that I am the drummer, and that's okay. That's my path in life now, and that's fine. So
If Craig was here, he'd say, "Look at me, I'm the drummer now."
I am the drummer now.
We've got a Valentine's Day gig coming right on Valentine's Day, so we're putting together a massive medley of songs titled "Heartbreaker." We've got, I think we've already got 4,
Nice.
and it could expand pretty easily.
I like that. Yeah, our next gig is 6th February. So we've got a January of auditioning bass players ahead of us. So
he didn't work out?
No, so he was just temporary, just a temp bass. Yeah, he plays with another band. We know him from the other band. He says he'll fill in anytime we need. But we're going to look at getting a perm in. See, we've got 2 options that we're interested in. We're going to audition them. One of them would be a really good fit as long as he didn't dress like a zookeeper. We'll see.
And on bass, the ghost of Steve Irwin.
Yeah, on bass. This is Jurassic Park. Basically, which would be concerning. But the other guy turned up at the gig on the other weekend there. He came along to watch us and then proceeded to try and bribe us all with fries. So he bought a big pile of fries, and every time he went to the bar, he'd be like, "Oh, yeah. Not that I'm trying to bribe you, but do you want a fry?" And I'm like, No, I'm quite nervous. I'm about to go and play some music, mate. Yeah, I've got stuff to do, yeah? Sorry.
No, eat the fry.
Eat your own fries.
Oh, it's a gift for you.
What?
So Marcus Smith, he's turned into a bit of a controversial player.
Yep.
I recognized Marcus Smith as being really good for me really early, and I felt really good. Like, hey, look, I spotted this guy. This guy's got a lot of talent before people started saying he's rugby Jesus and everything.
Yep.
I was talking about him, and I felt really good about that. And then his reputation kind of went the other way. Then the Six Nations documentary came out, and he just made himself look. Oh, and then just I think a week ago, you should check it out on Instagram. He's like, hey, I've been learning how to play drums. Check it out. And he has a video of him playing drums.
Oh, no.
He should
It's
not
not
be
good.
He should not be posting videos yet.
Excellent. That's good. I need that in my life. That sounds like the biggest gift you could possibly give me. Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
pure Christmas joy for you today. John, my friend, so great to see you. I'll let you go. You probably have stuff to do today. A lot of people seem to think there's stuff to do, but
Yeah, I believe there's some food getting already started to rustle up in the background, and I've got lots of drinks to go and tan. So all good.
Gotta eat the cookies that you left out last night.
Well, no, they've already. You take a bite out of them before bed, don't you?
Yeah.
So you make it look, but then you have to take a bite out of the
little sip of
carrot
it.
as well, and nobody wants to do that. So,
That's what knives are for.
well, my one's smart. She needs to see teeth marks. She's a wee savage.
Oh wow!
She needs to see teeth marks. So I'm like, Jesus, the reindeer teeth look different.
I heard a Frankie Boyle quote recently. Where he said something about, "You have no idea how many organic vegetables I've left on the side of my plate."
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, my friend. Happy Christmas to you and all of yours. You're the absolute best. Love you, pal. Have a great time. We'll catch up very soon. And cheers. Talk to you soon. And be well.
Thank you. Thank you all. Enjoy your Christmas, guys.
Bye.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.